What? What time? 5? Oh! Well, hello. I didn't see you there. And oddly enough, there was some type of... Good morning! Hey! I gotta pull it together. Look, what? I don't even know what's going on.
Hey, you guys, come on. We've only got 5 minutes till Glenn gets here to do the show. Let's go. Come on, Vicky, Pam, Lundy. You sure? You sure? Yeah. Come on, come on, come on. Hurry, hurry, come on. Let's go.
Hey, you all. Stay tuned for Grow Your Business for God's Sake. And mark your calendar for August the 14th.
Wait! August the 14th and 15th! That's our birthday!
Woo! Be watching for more information.
Are you in the automobile industry? Oh my goodness, do you know about the 800% Club? Glenn Lundy heads this up and it is awesome. He helps businesses grow. John Paul Guidry knows all about it. His business has grown 111%. He even bought a whole red convertible and a whole pink convertible to take the traveling planes all around road tripping. Yep. And Liza Myers-Borges, oh my gosh, she's making so much money. She relocated Josh O and hired him at the CMA Group. Awesome. And by the way, James Gavin, I done got you. I'm up on this Peloton and I will have it, bud.
Hey, my name is David Hook. I'm with Bob Hook Chevrolet in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm here in Naples, Florida, actually, right now at our first 800% Club retreat. We've been with the 800% Club since November, a little over 90 days with Glenn Lundy, and we've experienced tremendous growth already. December and January, we were both up almost 50%, 48% or so. Glenn's been teaching us some awesome techniques to grow our business. This retreat's been spectacular. We had Danelle Delgado down here speaking to us, teaching us as well, and we've just had a great time growing together. So looking forward to the next year, and I recommend the 800% Club to anybody who wants to try.
Gail, get up. Don't hit snooze. Did you all know about the morning 5? No snooze button, no phone first thing. Gratitudes and goals for the physical. And send someone an encouraging message today. Implementing the morning 5 into your daily routine is a strong way to start the day. Congratulations to all those that have finished the 67-day challenge. Shout out to Mike Stevens, who finished last week, and Angie Rupert, who is coming in hot towards the finish line.
Unleash your superpowers. Buy some gear. All current hashtag Rise and Grind gear is on clearance to make way for summer swag.
Summer! Woo!
Just go to riseandgrindgear.com to suit up with the best.
Rise and Grind is more than just a morning show. It is a family. I mean, Glenn Lundy starting this group, one man with a microphone and a closet, and he created the Twang Sisters. And we're celebrating our 1 year anniversary. We actually have a business. Did y'all know Twang's a verb now? All because of Glenn. 1 year ago, we were in this very room, and we signed the wall, the Twang Sisters. So thank you, Glenn. We're so blessed. We love all the Rise and Grind family. We love you so much. And now your host, Glenn Double N, is coming up.
Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Tuesday. That's right. Today is Tuesday. Man, I got to get this thing pulled up right. Today is Tuesday, June 16th, 2020. This month is already halfway over. Tuesday, June 16th, 2020. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be. Tuesday, June 16th, 2020. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Fair enough? Let's make the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Listen, Father's Day, spoiler alert, Father's Day is this weekend. I'm super excited to get my favorite meal and enjoy some time with my family. I'm actually going to be doing some traveling, but I'm going to be home for Father's Day. So super excited. Father's Day is this weekend. So in honor of that, we have been talking about and are going to continue talking about our fathers this week here on Hashtag Rise and Grind. Yesterday, we talked about our Father in heaven and the seed that he plants, the gift that is inside each and every one of you that ultimately we hope you will find and develop and nourish, because that is your gift to the world, right? It's not a gift that's for you. It's a gift that lives through you. So we talked about that yesterday. Today we're going to talk about your Father here on earth. But first, take a look at this.
Now it's time for some fun, courtesy of our viewers at home. Every year we issue a Father's Day YouTube challenge. In years past, we've asked you to spray Dad with a hose on Father's Day, to serve him breakfast in the shower, to dump breakfast on him in bed. We've had a lot of very bad ideas, but this year the challenge was simple. Sneak up on your father and yell, "I love you, Dad," as loud as you can. And I was starting to think this might not work, but I was very, very wrong. We got hundreds of videos. We went through all of them. We whittled it down to the best of the best. And with that said, I now invite you to feel the love in our Father's Day YouTube challenge for 2017.
Hey, Grundy, what are you guys doing?
I love you, Dad.
Wow!
I love you, Dad!
Love you, Dad.
We love you, Dad!
Thank you.
Jimmy Kimmel said to do it.
Thanks.
John, I love you! I love you, Dad!
What's wrong with you?
I love you, Dad!
You're kidding me.
Dad, I love you!
Dad, I love you! I love you, Dad!
Oh, stop it.
I love you, Dad!
Shut up!
Daddy, I love you! What? What did you say? I love you! I can't believe that! I love you!
Now, there's lots of different ways we can tell our dads that we love them if they're still around for us to tell them. A lot of us are not. My father passed away when he was 52 years old, about 10 years ago or so. Went to bed on a Sunday afternoon and never woke up. However, luckily for me, I was gifted with two fathers. My parents divorced when I was roughly around 11 or so, and my mom remarried this awesome guy named Everett. They got married, and interestingly enough, my parents, so my dad, this is my dad, my biological dad, and this is my stepdad. And interestingly enough, they moved in 2 apartments apart. So I grew up with my dad and his new wife in apartment 30, and my mom and my stepdad, Everett, who you just saw there, in apartment 28. And I got to bounce between and learn from both my biological dad and my stepdad at the same time. And I learned a lot of different things from both. And that's the thing about dads, right? Like, whether you call them dad or pops or pop or daddy or your father or your old man or pappy. I'm the pappy, right? No matter what it is that you call them, or whatever you may have called them in the past, our fathers on earth played an important role in our lives. A really important role in our lives, and even to those who didn't have a father in the house, even to those whose father wasn't in their life, Dad still played a role, just as big of an impact. So good or bad, dads leave a mark. Let's dance.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Haven't heard this one on here in a while. Had to bring it out today. Hey, this is the part of the show where we're going to get that body moving a little bit. We're going to get that blood flowing, get those shoulders going. And for those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button, because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you. Yeah, you. Hey, how do I tap on this thing? Can you hear me? For you to hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you. I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up, and I'll say what's up back. Fair enough? What's up, Michael Guthrie? Great to see you, sir. How you doing? Miss Liza Myers Borges. I also see James Gavin, who's up in the place, and Sarah Ball, ironically and conveniently. The two of them are both here at the same time, and I love it. What's up, Josh? Oh, Don Sankey, Stephen Kuhn, Brian Edlin. We got Cindy Conley, Rackman. Has anybody seen Carrie Lynn Carter lately? Is Carrie Lynn Carter in here? If she's not in here, will you tag her? Be like, hey, Carrie Lynn, where you at? Janelle Griego, isn't that your girl? Hook her up. Michael Guthrie, Brad Smith. Hey, for those of you dropping stars, I really appreciate you. Yesterday, we were able to go out with your stars, the dollars that you donate to hashtag Rise and Grind. Yesterday, we were able to go out, and I stood in downtown Lexington, right in the middle of the largest homeless population in the area, with this sign right here. And Brandon will be putting together a video for you to see. But I got to tell you, the impact that your dollars made yesterday was tremendous. Tremendous. As we handed out $50 gift cards to local businesses, local restaurants downtown, and we handed out hugs. It was absolutely incredible. So thank you for those stars. I really appreciate it. Keep sending them in. Half of everything that you donate, half keeps us rolling for free. The other half, we take it out into the community and give back. What's up, Rick Tamburino? How you doing, Heather? Heather Geezy. Yeezy, you haven't been on here, right? What's up? You made it early, no replay. What's up, Bruce Pulver? We got Terry Collins up in here. Mrs. Heather Fox. How you doing, Don Sankey, Rick Tamburino? Everybody's up in here this morning on hashtag Rise and Grind. I love it. Justin Myers, Whitney Wells. Keep them coming in. Get them on in here. Tag your friends. Let's talk about Pops. Granddaddy. Ya pappy. Let's talk about the impact that has in your life, right? Gail Beecraft, Mr. Mike Overfelt. Great to see you as well. Ray Hatcher up in the house this morning. I love it. I love it. I love seeing all your beautiful and pretty faces. Mrs. Allison Musante is here this morning. Mr. John Coltonborn on hashtag Rise and Grind.
Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. When he died, all he left us was alone. Glenn, you know he be giving these themes and making us sing. So y'all can blame him. What is up, y'all? So, man, fathers. Why am I out in the garage? I want to tell you, one of my favorite memories with my dad was in a garage. And I don't even think he knows this. So statistically, my dad should not have ever even been involved in my life. He grew up in the foster care system. Side note, we keep meaning to recycle these. Does anybody have, I mean to recycle these section in their garage? Bless the Lord. Bless him. My dad grew up in the foster care system, and my grandfather, his dad, was an alcoholic and homeless and wasn't a part of his life. And then my grandmother, my father's mother, died when he was a baby. So my dad was put in foster care, aged out of foster care. No one ever adopted him. And he was in and out of jail. And in fact, the first time my dad was ever arrested, true story, he was 7 years old and he got arrested for breaking and entering. So you can imagine the fact that my father, his presence is in my life, and there's been ups and downs. Okay. So there's that. But he hung in there and stayed. I'll be internally grateful for that, irregardless of any kind of struggle, that's been there. But I want to tell you, one of my favorite memories of my dad, and I want to hear from you, what has been one of your favorite memories of a father or a father figure in your life? And it could be something small like this, a garage. I was into basketball when I was in high school, because as you can tell, I got some mad skill game. Okay, layups, no. I tried really hard. And my dad was like, well, we're going to put up a basketball goal so you can practice a little bit, so you need to work on your game, girl. And he was so frustrated because when we were putting up the goal outside of the garage on the other side, he didn't have the right parts. And so we kept driving back and forth to this old country store, and we had this truck, and he would go there and he'd buy it and he'd come back, and then it would be the wrong parts, and cussing under his breath. We don't cuss out loud. No, bless him. But he was so frustrated, and he would go back and forth. And I loved it. I loved every single second of it because I was getting to be with my dad, and I got to spend time with him. And as a 33-year-old grown woman, I still remember one of my favorite memories of him was because of this. That we got to spend time together putting up this goal, even though it was probably the worst day of his life. It was one of the best days of mine, just because I got to be with him. I want to hear from you. What is one of your favorite memories of your father or father figure in your life? Comment and let us know. Love you so much. Big hugs. Hope you have the very best day. And make sure you recycle. Don't be like the parodies. Send this off to where it belongs and don't just let it sit here. Bless him. All right, y'all. I'll see you. Bye.
First of all, I want to take a second and just congratulate Heather Parody for winning the award of having the cleanest, most like disgustingly clean garage in the history of all time. I feel like I need to go home right now, right this second, and clear my calendar, clean off my garage, hang my tools, and other things like that. So I appreciate that first thing in the morning, Miss Heather Parody. Secondly, do me a favor, will you grab your planner? If you grab your hashtag Rise and Grind planner, right at the top, you're going to see a quote. And this is a quote that was submitted by Sahar Smith. Now, Sahar Smith is actually my aunt. You may recognize that guy on the right. That's my Uncle Al. He was here on the show just a couple Fridays ago. But if you pop up to the top, the quote says, "The way to gain a good reputation is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear." I want to read that one more time. It's 5:45 a.m. The way to gain a good reputation is to endeavor, is to seek out, to be what you desire to appear. So to actually be the person that you hope people see you as. To actually live and walk in the truth of who you want people to see you as. In other words, not to put on an act. The way to gain a good reputation is to not put on an act, but to actually be the person you wish you were. Now, that's a valuable piece of advice from Miss Sahar Smith in the hashtag Rise and Grind planner, which I truly appreciate. I got different types of advice from my two different dads growing up. Some of it wise and some of it not wise. You see, I had this little girl. I had my daughter, Kira, my oldest. She's now 21. I had her when I was like early college, right? Freshman year in college, something like that. And after a few years, her mom and I were just fighting like crazy. I mean, we just oil and oil and water or whatever it is. We just fought like crazy, and it wasn't good and it wasn't healthy. And she wanted to take my daughter away from me. And I sat down and I talked to my dad, and I explained to my dad my hurt and my angst and my worry and my concern. And when I did so, my dad told me to let her go. He said, dude, just let it go. Like, you need to be happy in your life. You're not going to be happy with those people in your world. It's a fight. It's a battle. It's constantly bringing you down. Just like, let it go. It's okay. You'll be fine. You're young. Your daughter's young. Her mom's got a new boyfriend now. Just roll on, dude. Papa was a rolling stone, was the advice that I got from my father. What's up, Jordan Stanfield? Great to see you, sir. That was the advice that I got from my dad. Just like, let her go. And I did. And for 8 years, I wasn't in her life and she wasn't in mine. For 8 long years. Now, like I said earlier, we get advice from our dad, or we learn things from our parents, good and bad. And luckily, I had 2 fathers that I grew up. Because meanwhile, while I was running around for 8 years, not being in my daughter's life, I also had my stepdad who had showed me a different type of love than the love that my dad was cheering for. You see, my stepdad showed me a love of loyalty, a love of service and being a servant to the ones that you love. It was a quiet love. It was a humble love. It was a committed love. It was an incredibly kind love. It was a generous love. Ha ha, Carrie Lynn Carter made it. You see, my stepdad treated my mom like gold. And considering the situation he was in, where he had to come in and my mom already had 2 kids, and here we are living 2 doors down from my dad, and my dad's kind of an assume what you would like. And my stepdad, here he is having to like duck around, be sensitive to the kids. I remember he used to stay late, but he couldn't stay the night. My mom would make him leave late so that he wasn't there in the morning, right? He had to do all those things. He had to bite his lip. He had to bite his tongue to keep from punching my pops in the mouth. My dad used to interrupt and do all kinds of different things in their relationship, show up in places he shouldn't have been, so on and so forth. And yet this man, humble as can be, just continued to love on me and my sister and show us a completely different type of love than what my father had shown us. And so the point is, I am thankful that I had two. I learned from both. I learned goods and I learned bads. And now, fast forward, my daughter's back in my life. And she's beautiful. And her and I went to Greece together because I applied the different things that I learned from my stepdad versus applying the things that I had learned from my dad. And see, the story of your father is there to guide you. It's there to motivate you. It's there to push you. It's there to ultimately inspire that seed within, good or bad. It's all part of the blueprint. The thing about it is, though, you get to choose. You get to choose what you take, what you extract from your father here on earth. It's your choice. What are you going to carry over? For a while, I carried over some of the lessons learned from him. But when I carried over the lessons learned from my stepdad, that's when she came back. Make sense? The lessons we learned from our fathers.
Today, I wanted to just really hit on something, dealing with pain. I asked my mom one day, I said, Mom, would you buy me a deck of cards? She says, Junior, I don't gamble in my house. Ain't no cards coming in my house. I said, Mom, I don't need them for gambling. I don't want them for gambling. I just need a deck of cards, Mom. My mom, for years, from the time I was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I never saw a woman take so much physical abuse than the way I've seen my mother be every freaking day of my life. But I can't help her because I'm not strong enough. I don't have the muscle to get these men off my mother. My mother's a very high yellow woman, and every time they hit her, she would bleed from her eyes. She would walk around for days with sunglasses on in the house. I said, Ma, I need a deck of cards. Last altercation we got in, my stepfather hit my mama so hard in the face. My stepfather hit my mama so hard in the face, I called her. And I looked at him with this rage and this pain in my eyes. Like one day. And I took this deck of cards. And I couldn't live in the house, so I had to live in the garage. And after this last altercation we had with this guy, I ran to my garage and I grabbed this deck of cards. And I flipped a 7. And I started doing 7 push-ups. I flipped a 6, I did 6. I flipped a 9, I did 9. I flipped a 2, I did 2. I flipped another 9, I did 9. Until I got all the way through the deck. Jack, Queen, King worth 10. Aces, 25s, and Jokers, 50. Until I got sick and tired of what pain felt like in my gut. It didn't even matter to me no more. Because I started shuffling them all over again, and that's when I started doing the sit-ups. Because I wanted to make sure sports wasn't the reason why I started training. It was to make sure man never put his hands on my mama again. And I told my mama, no pain will ever stop me from taking care of you and my brothers and sisters. That's why I started doing what I started doing. Sports was a byproduct of what people started to see. It was the behind the scenes that was driving me crazy. There's two sides of pain that I don't think a lot of people really understand. There's one side of pain that's the suffering and the discomfort side of pain. But then there's another side of pain that's called effort. It's called glory. It's called, if you can find a way to push through pain, there's something greater on the other side of it. And if you never tap into it, it's because the first time you felt that you backed off. The first time you felt, that burn. The first time you felt that it's too much. And we rationalize with ourselves to where we automatically stop. That's why a bunch of us give up so much in life so quickly. That's why kids have a problem finishing things in today's time. Because as soon as they feel a small bit of discomfort, of things ain't right, they gone. I can't do it no more. But suppose I told you the greatest pain of my life is the reason I'm standing here today.
I dare you to take a little pain. Go through it. You're not gonna die because you're feeling a little pain. You ain't gonna die. At the end of pain is success. Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside. And something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever. On the other side of that pain, on the other side of that pain, on the other side of that pain is your promise.
At 10 years old, I picked up these deck of cards. And one day I counted them. And I found out it was 52 of them in the deck of cards. 52. And I turned my greatest pain into, in my business, with the greatest achievement ever is the touch of the Lombardi trophy. 52 cards. And ironically, my number ended up being 52.
I don't know what type of relationship you have with your father. I hope it was blessed. I hope he was amazing. But either way, whether it was good and strong, whether it was tough and hard, whether he was not in your life or in your life, the roles that a father plays on this earth are impactful. But like Ray Lewis said, there's two sides. There's two sides. Two sides to pain if there's hurt. There's two sides. We can choose to carry on what our fathers instilled in us by their absence or their attendance, or we can choose to extract the seeds of greatness, the things that are going to help us to develop our gift, that are going to motivate us to become the best versions of ourselves that we can be, and pass those on to our children. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking the good things that I learned from my stepdad. I'm excluding some of the things I learned from my biological dad. I'm also applying some things I learned from my biological dad and excluding some things that I learned from my stepdad. And I'm doing all of that to just pass on an amazing gift to all of my children, going on all 8 of my children. And that's all that I can hope to do. Because listen, friends, we, you and I, are children of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything, made us to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be, so that we can ultimately go out and make an impact on our friends, our family members, on our coworkers, all of those things. And it's amazing because every single decision, even the ones that are seemingly small, the tiny little decisions that you make every single day, they have this ripple effect, this compound effect that truly is massive. Just like you just showing up here today makes a massive impact on me. Think about it. Think about how this show has evolved thanks to you showing up, you dropping in the comments, you saying good morning to me, the relationships that develop from that, right? You hitting that share button, connecting us with new people, inviting people into the group. All of those little teeny tiny decisions on your side, they add up, they compound, and they've made something truly, truly special. And I, for one, absolutely love you for it. I do. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. Here, do me a favor. Will you go out there and just have like an amazing over-the-top day today? Like amazing, over-the-top, fantastic, phenomenal day today. Do that, right? And if you need more videos like this, go to GlennLundy.com. Then after having a phenomenal day today, come back here again tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We're going to talk about this all over again. Also, do me a favor. Can you throw some prayers up for Amanda Sanner? Amanda Sanner is going through some things right now. It just needs your love, your encouragement, and your prayers. If you could reach out to her and encourage her, that'd be awesome. She's here on Facebook. She was watching this morning. Amanda Sanner. Also, shout out to Heather Parody for continuing to crush it. Welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind, Heather. We absolutely love having you. I love the little segment. You're the girl. You guys kill it. Go have an amazing day. See ya.